October 27th, Sunday. Mark 10:46 to 52. Today's Gospel passage marks a milestone in our Lord's ministry. For the Gospel of Mark, this is the last miracle we will be told about prior to the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. We are told in verse 46, as Jesus and his disciples left town, a large crowd followed him. In many towns like Jericho, they had large gates where people entered and left the town. Around these gates, these entrances and exits would be beggars, some crippled, some blind, and others having some deformity that caused them to not be able to work and earn a living. To see beggars around these gates was very common. This is where Jesus encounters Bartimaeus. Mark tells us a blind beggar named Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, was sitting beside the road. Three things about this man. First, Bartimaeus is blind. Blindness was common during the days of Jesus. It was caused by birth defects, injury, or disease. Blindness or spiritual ignorance. However, during Jesus' day, the blind, along with those with other disabilities, were despised and reduced to begging, since they were considered to be sinners under God's judgment. 2. Bartimaeus is a beggar. He had a hard life. He was poor. He was a blind man who lived and existed among the poor beggars. 3. Bartimaeus is named. This is significant. Most of the miracles that Jesus performed were done for people who were not named. On rare occasions, we are told the person's name. Why are we told this particular blind man's name? By the time Mark writes his Gospel of Jesus, Bartimaeus is well known within the church. Some believe that Bartimaeus became a prominent leader within the church. Bartimaeus represents all of us before Jesus comes into our lives. We are spiritually blind. We live in darkness. We are dominated by it. Darkness rules our lives. We are beggars. Before God, we are poor and in need of much. We are desperate and need great help. Even in that state, Jesus can give us a new life and new direction, just like he is about to give this poor blind man. Jesus asks him, "What do you want me to do for you?" Bartimaeus says, "Teacher, let me see again." Did you catch what he said? Bartimaeus wants to see again, meaning that at one point in his life he had a vision. There was a time when he could see. So, What if we were to see Bartimaeus' life in 3 stages? First, Bartimaeus can see. Second, he is blind, sitting on the roadside and begging. Third, he regains his sight. He did not, however, regain the sight he originally had. It was a different way of seeing. What if Bartimaeus sees again, but in a new way? He now looks upward. He has a higher vision and a greater consciousness. Isn't that the pattern of spiritual growth we see in the scriptures? Richard Rohr describes it as order, disorder, and reorder. My guess is that every one of us has lived that pattern. We sit in our darkness, begging, and then one day something begins to come into focus. Things start to look different. We catch a glimpse of a new life. We have an insight about ourselves. We begin to see things in a new light. I don't know how that happens. I only know that it does happen, even if it takes years. Wishing you a good day, Father Paul, CSSR, from Italy.